Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I am the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today so we can go over about what makes us special and what makes our software different and all that kind of good stuff. I'm joined here today with Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager. He's going to talk a little bit more about what makes our team special and how we do our meetings and all that kind of good stuff. And then we'll have Kyle Hershey, our COO, go over an actual demo on the software and kind of show the back end of some real life information. So let me get started with just more of explaining what makes us different. And I will go ahead and share my screen here. So hopefully most of you watching today have checked out our page here with some of the info. So I'm just going to go through some of the general bullet points we have, just to try to explain a little bit more about what exactly we mean there. So of course, we're all about leads, as you guys see on our big call to action. We're all about training, as Jose is going to talk about, and we're all about the software, which Kyle will show you here in a minute. So we have our own software that really makes everything go together. So let me talk a little bit more about what that means here in a second. So as we scroll down here, we always talk about that we're a non-delegated correspondent, and that's because we've tried all the business models out there. We started at an FDIC bank, which had its own benefits, but also a lot of drawbacks. We took our business model to a wholesale broker shop and built a couple hundred loan officers there. Found some limitations, went to non-delegated and delegated, and found that non-delegated is the best because we can wear both hats, really. So as a non-delegated correspondent, we can be a broker when we need to be a broker. We can be a correspondent when we need to be a correspondent. So really what we've built is a system that is all about the leads and able to find a home for every loan. So the first bullet point we always go over here is our systems, and what we're going to talk about today allow our loan officers to grow their pipelines with unlimited leads and also over 100 lenders and investors. So we always want to have a home for every loan. So that's what we talk about here. We have over 4,500 loan programs for us as a lender under our correspondent. And then we also have over 70 wholesale partners where we can broker the loan if they have something that's unique or something that we don't have. So thousands of programs, hundreds of options for different channels. And we love to wear both hats depending on what's best for our customer. Next bullet point here. It's all about the software. So how do we make this all happen? How do we base everything on leads? How do we push everything through? We have our fully integrated POS, CRM, and LOS. It all goes together. So this is software that was built for us, by us. I'm a loan officer, been a loan officer, for over 4 years. Say Jose's been 27 years. We've built a system that works for exactly what we need to do and exactly how our company works. So it's all custom, and we do that through our API integration. So we still work with all the great platforms you guys are used to. Encompass obviously does all the heavy lifting on the actual LOS, but we do it all through our CRM. Count Check obviously does the legal verifications, but we control that all through the CRM, and so on. Meridian Link, CIC, Appraisal Works. We have the Google AI to read our tax returns and all that kind of good stuff. Optimal Blue for pricing, all the phone integrations, everything you can think of is all integrated with one login for us, and most importantly, one login for our customers. So everything's in one spot, allowing our customers, no matter which 100 options we choose, or you guys as our loan officers, no matter which 100 options you choose, we have a uniform platform in a place where everything starts off the same and has a nice uniform feel to it. As Jose is going to talk about, we're all about training. So we have our remote and our live training. So we have a remote training center. People can take classes anytime, but we also have our live support as well, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in our Zoom. And we also have our weekly trainings, which Jose is very passionate about, teaching our team how to do all the various crazy options that we have and trying to make you guys better. So Jose will also talk about the one-on-one meetings, which he's really specializes on as the sales manager, and our team leaders meet to get our LOs unstuck whenever they're stuck. So all about the support, both remote and live, and as Jose will explain, in person as well. So some of the bullet points here that don't really fit under a title that we're really passionate about. This one I love. We love to do our DSCR business purpose. So as Kyle will explain, a lot of our leads are going to be DSCR based, commercial business purpose based, and we can do those in over 30 different states with no restrictions really. So we have 21 states as a lender, right? Plus there's 30 states that have basically no restrictions. So we can almost do every state when we're doing a business purpose loan. So it's a great opportunity for us to expand our horizons there. And most importantly, a lot of our leads are based in there. So you guys have an opportunity to grab some leads outside of where you may be licensed. We're all about leads. So all of our leads are at a 50-50 split. So I'll pull up the comp here in a minute and explain the breakdown. But it basically comes to no matter which one you choose, Kyle's going to show you all the different places we have the leads in the system. It's always going to be a 50-50 split if we paid for the lead and provided the lead for you guys. But we also love to set you up with your own leads. So if you have your own leads, great. We'll show you how to route those in the system. If you need to set up your own campaign, all of our loan officers are going to have lead campaigns. So we want to make sure we set you guys up to where you can copy our exact formula and just duplicate it for your specific need. And you don't have to have a lead split when they're your leads. So we want to empower you both with your own leads and company leads at all times. As we mentioned before, we have our daily live trainings, just like we're doing now. It's kind of like a group training, but we do them every day. We also do a bunch live on YouTube, so you guys should check those out. They're all on our YouTube channel, and you can see some of the trainings that Jose does and explains all these different tricks. We did one on like portfolio loans the other day, fix and flip loans. Not a lot of people know how to do these. Jose goes in depth of how to structure these, disclose these, and our team does those successfully. We're also all about the one-on-one team leader. That's what Jose really specializes in. So I'll let him explain a little bit more about that. But we love to get you guys unstuck wherever you're stuck. That means one-on-one, as in the Zoom, where we can actually take over your screen and click the buttons you guys need to get unstuck. We also have resources galore. We have our knowledge center with thousands of videos, resources. Those usually come from our partners, our vendors. So, with over 100 different outlets, we have tons of resources. They have different videos and classes and tips and guides and ads, all kinds of different things. So we have thousands of articles that are always growing, where you can go to that knowledge center, not only learn how to do a loan start to finish, all our internal processes, but you can also go to any of our investors and find different promos they're doing and stuff like that, different tips, different webinars they're doing, all that kind of good stuff. Of course, we have our proprietary mortgage CRM with Dialer. We talked about that before. Kyle will show you how that works, so we don't need to really go over that right now. Where it really all comes together, as I mentioned, everything's together, right? So the POS, the CRM, the LOS, everything's cohesive, one login. So our customer comes in from name, email, phone number, just filling out a general form on our website, to instantly starting their 1003 application, instantly pulling their credit, instantly being put into Encompass, all that kind of good stuff. Kyle will show you a little kind of demo of how that actually looks on the back end here in a minute. And to top it all off, the last one we always want to talk about is, since we've built this software, written every line of code for what you're about to see, we don't have any monthly fees. We don't have any other vendors we have to pay per seat for you guys, or pass those fees along for you guys, or have any sort of payroll fees or desk fees or any fees like that. We want to make sure we provide you guys all the tools in one spot for you guys to do your job successfully and pay you exactly what you see, right? So nothing hidden here. So we're very passionate about that, coming from more of a marketing, coding background, right? Making apps and things like that. There is no secrets or tricks here. We want to give you guys all the tools, and we make money when you guys make money, and that's how we should be. So let's scroll down here. Obviously, hopefully you guys have watched the video before, which is basically what we're doing right now. So let's scroll here through the video and talk about what everybody, I'm sure, wants to be here for today. Talk about the compensation. Actually, I need to zoom out a little bit so we can get the whole thing there. There we go. That looks better. So we have 3 basic plans. So again, we're very different and unique. We wear the broker hat sometimes, a non-delegated hat sometimes. It's very different. So this is probably different than what you're used to. So hopefully this makes sense. Please bear with me here. And you can always click these buttons and sign up for more info and get the full breakdown on the plan, and just read it over at your leisure. Obviously, you're not forced to sign anything, but that'll kick off the process. But let's start over here where everybody's drawn. Obviously, the goal is to get everybody to a senior loan officer, producing, disclosing themselves, using our systems, and knowing how to do loans with us. That's amazing. We would love to get you guys all set up to a senior loan officer. That's obviously where we're going to make the big commission, 200 basis points or 2%. That's on the loans we're all used to here. It says the 200 basis points on conventional non-QM. That's 2% commission. That's the loans we're all used to. There is some different stuff for like HELOCs and the different types of loans, reverse mortgages. So please click the button if you're doing some crazy loans and you want to see the exact comp breakdown. It's roughly the same on all of these. And most importantly, we're going to give everybody access to leads. So when a senior loan officer takes a lead that we provide and they close that deal, they're going to make 100 basis points or 1% commission. So all the different leads, no matter which plan you're on, are going to be a 50-50 split. So it should be pretty simple there. All of our senior loan officers are going to have access to the stuff we talk about, and Kyle's about to show you, the CRM, POS, LOS. Of course, they're going to have access to unlimited leads. We'd love to give our senior loan officers leads. They get, all the good leads, all the tricky leads, the fix and flips, the portfolios that we were talking about earlier. They're going to also receive leads from the loan officer assistant. So we'll talk about how that works. But basically, whenever one of the loan officers on the team is not able to do the deal themselves, they're going to refer that deal to a senior loan officer, and they're going to assist as the assistant on that deal and still help the senior loan officer. So a lot of great opportunities to not only get leads, but basically get pre-qualified leads from our team here. Also, our senior loan officers can then upgrade to a team leader. So that's where they can actually grow up into making more revenue and helping people disclose their own files and helping build a team underneath them. Obviously, it's optional. And everybody has access to help recruit and get some bonuses for recruiting and bringing people onto the team as well. Now, how do you get to senior loan officer here? One thing we want to make sure everybody knows here is you're going to start as a loan officer and you're going to close 6 loans under our system. Our system is very different. It's unique. Some days we wear the correspondent hat. Some days we wear the broker hat. Want to make sure you guys know how to do all the different types of loans, use all our systems, use all our pricing, all of our tools, and that will usually take about 6 loans to get used to it. So everybody's going to do 6 loans. They're going to automatically get upgraded to the higher comp. So how do you start? You start as a loan officer. You make 150 basis points on your first 6 loans while we teach you the system and hook you up with a team leader who can help you go through and learn what buttons to press and all that kind of good stuff. So 150 basis points on the conventional non-QM, that's 1.5% commission if you're not familiar. And again, you'll have access to all the leads, 50-50 split for any company leads. That would make it 75 basis points or 0.75 commission for those loan officers. If one of those first 6 deals you do is from our company leads, and no problem, you'll still have access to all that. Still have access to the CRM, all that kind of great stuff. Still have access to our leads and still have access to the recruiting bonuses. Now, the one thing we want to make sure is you can't just sit and be in the loan officer forever. So make sure you're producing 1 loan a month to get to that goal of 6, right? We don't want people to take a whole year to close their first 6 loans. Make sure you're still going after it. You're still full-time. You need to close at least 1 loan per month. So that's the one that does have a production. However, if you're not quite ready to jump into it, no problem. We have a plan for that. We find a lot of people that are just getting their license or maybe just getting back into it, maybe aren't quite ready to jump into it. No problem. You still need to be licensed, but you can join as a junior loan officer and basically refer deals. So you're still going to make a decent commission here. 75 basis points is great, a lot more than a lot of the call center type places still have, but you're going to make that for referring the deal to a senior loan officer, as we talked about before. So you're going to get your family, your friend, your client, whatever it is, you're going to gather all the information. You're going to send that over to a senior loan officer who's ready to do the loan and ready and able, knows exactly what to do, exactly what button to press when, and can close that loan. And you're going to assist on that file. You're going to collect documents. You're going to call your friend, your family member. You're going to make sure everything's set up for the senior loan officer to go ahead and do all the back end work and stuff. And you guys are basically going to team up on those files. So if you're not ready to sign the 1003, you want to learn, you want to watch a senior loan officer close a couple loans before you really take that on and sign that 1003 where you're legally responsible for everything, no problem. Just make sure you start at this level, the junior loan officer. You're still going to have access to our software, still going to have access to some of our leads there, not all of them. And you're going to be referring those deals to the senior loan officers. Now, this is where there's no minimum production. So if you're just getting into it, no problem. The junior loan officer plan is right for you. That's where you're going to help put deals together basically for the senior loan officers and learn while they help close the deals for your clients. So should be a great learning opportunity for you. Once you've closed a few there, you're ready to start signing your loan application. Go ahead and upgrade to a full loan officer and go ahead and start originating there. So we want to make sure we have a plan that fits everybody. Hopefully these plans fit you guys and make sense. You can just click this button though and get started if you'd like some more information and to just kind of get some basic info. But next on the list here, I'd like to pass it over to Kyle, who can actually show the back-end system and show us exactly what some of the software looks like that we're talking about here. So you ready, Kyle? I think you're muted there still, bud. There you go.
Yep, absolutely. All right, can you see my screen here?
You're good.
Okay, perfect. All right. Let me go, give me 1 second, actually. All right, so you'll see our CRM here. I'm just going to breeze through it here, just a couple of things. But what you'll see here is basic standard CRM here, right? You can take your notes, send your emails, text, they build up in chronological order here. You can set reminders for yourself. You can put people on action plans, automated drip campaigns to text them and email them automatically over time, all that kind of good stuff, right? But what really sets our system apart here is our quoting system, right? And so our quoting system here, within 2 minutes, you can ask the client 6 pieces of info, and without pulling their credit, without needing any documents, you can get them, you can pull their rates through Optimal Blue's API that we have with all of our different investors, find the best rates to show them, and the system will send them a text and an email with a nice, beautiful quote looking like this, where they can see their different rate choices, see what these things mean. It pulls in the Google map automatically. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically. It pulls in the loan info here. It pulls in the monthly breakdown of the taxes and insurance and the lender fees. And then you as the loan originator here, as well as your realtor. So you can attach your realtor partners to this, and your realtor partners absolutely love this. They know when you send them a client, or excuse me, when they send you a client, you're keeping them in front of their client's face the whole time. They know if they send you a client, you can quote them within 2 minutes, send them a nice email and a text instantly with the quote, and you're keeping the realtor on that quote and attached to it. Now, the really cool part here is that the client can then click Start My Loan Application. And what that does is that creates their borrower portal for them. So let me pull this up here so you can see they automatically are going to agree to the e-consent, and then they're going to be taken here to start their loan application. So they can fill out their 1003 right here instantly, all in our system. They don't have to leave anywhere. It's going to prompt them for the basic documents that we're going to need for them to upload right here instantly. They can see their loan info. They can see the milestone of where their loan is at, and they can communicate with you here as well. So they have their nice borrower portal here. As soon as you send them a quote, they can go right through the process and fill out their full 1003 here and upload their documents. Now, let me show you what it looks like on your end now. So now that they've started the loan, you have your docs tab here, which is essentially our point of sale system. So now you can also help them fill out their 1003. You can help them upload documents, but most importantly, you can request new documents. You can say, hey, I actually need 12 months bank statements, and now it's going to let them know we need 12 months bank statements and prompt them to upload it. You could even say, you know what, I'm changing this loan from a conventional to a DSCR. I'm going to replace the documents with that. Let me save those changes. And now we're only asking what we need for a DSCR loan instead of whatever other type of loan. So maybe you don't need, maybe you don't know what kind of documents you need for a self-employed VA loan, but the system does, right? And so you can just automatically request those type of documents that you need. You can also request signatures and say, okay, I need this document from them. It's going to let them know, and they can sign it right there in their borrower portal through the API with our e-sign. They don't even have to leave the page. In one button, they can sign that document. And you can also request custom documents, of course. If you need anything special, specific, you can request it there as well. So you have control here through what is essentially our point of sale system here, and you can send them automatic reminders and all that kind of stuff to upload their documents. So you have that. Now, once your client fills out their 1003 application, at the end of the application, they agree to the consent to pull credit. We automatically pull credit instantly through our API with the credit, and we pay for that, right? So you don't pay for it. Your client doesn't pay for it up front. Of course, it'll be paid back at closing, but we're the ones that are going to pay for it. So as long as they fill out their 1003 and they agree to consent, they're going to instantly pull their credit, so that when you come in here into your Encompass API, it's all already in there, right? So you'll see here through our Encompass API, you didn't have to go to Encompass right here in our system. Those of you who are familiar with Encompass, you see that this is Encompass in our system through the API. When you open this, their 1003 is already filled out. All their info is in there. The credit is already in there. It's already pulled. It's already in there for you. So you are off to the races. So you see how they're going to go from being a lead to then communicating with them, quoting them, gathering their 1003, gathering their documents, pulling credit automatically, and originating their loan in Encompass, and everything is already in there for you as soon as you pull up the Encompass through our API, and you'll see that everything is here in one system. You can also order your VOE, VOI, VOA all here in the system with one click. You can lock the loan, you can submit COCs, you can cancel the loan. So you see here, everything is done right here through this one system from start to finish, right? So now that we've seen a loan go from being a lead to being a closed loan, also keep in mind, as you go through these steps in Encompass, we're going to automatically notify the client and the realtor. If a realtor is attached, and the loan officer and the branch manager, everyone's going to get notified every time that loan moves to a new milestone. So one of the biggest complaints about loan officers from both realtors and clients is lack of communication. So in our system, we're going to do everything here in one system, and it's going to automatically update every single person in the transaction all the way through the transaction. So everyone is always updated on everything automatically, right? So we go from being a lead to closing the loan, updating everyone along the way, all in one system. Your client has one login, you have one login, everything is done through our system. Now let's talk about, where does the lead come from in the first place? So a lot of people are probably here for the leads. That's one of the things we specialize in. First and foremost, the leads that we give you are going to be the ones from our Facebook campaigns, right? Those are the first leads that we give you. Those are the hot leads. Those are what we specialize in. So the leads from our Facebook and Instagram campaigns, people click on our ads, and I'll have Nick talk about what type of ads we do. But when people click on our ads for a program, they double opt in to be contacted. In that second, you are sent a text message to your phone, right? You are going to be able to claim that lead, and you're going to be able to call them instantly. So that's the first and foremost way that we send you leads, is those text click to claim leads that are sent to your phone. Those are sent to you and 4 other loan officers. So somebody clicks on our DSCR ad, that lead goes to you and 4 of our other loan officers, and the first one to click it gets to claim the lead. So let me show you now one of my test profiles. This is an actual profile here of the leads that are coming in. So just since this morning, you'll see here, I've got investor leads, I've got DSCR referral leads, right? This means this was from a junior loan officer who already spoke to the client and is referring the lead to a senior loan officer, already got the information to quote them. You see, I got a few of those this morning, some national business purpose DSCR leads, some foreign national leads, some trigger leads coming through, some regular purchase leads. So these are all leads that have came through just since this morning on my real test account here. So this would be you, right? You'd be getting all these different kind of leads, these foreign national leads, referral leads, DSCR leads, purchase leads, all these different types of leads, right? So those are going to be coming through all day, every day for you. Another way that we provide you leads is in our auto dialer. So we have all of these different types of leads in here, everything from regular purchase leads to cold calls, to realtor calls that you can do, to trigger leads. So there's always call lists loaded up here in the auto dialer for you. So not only are we going to give you those hot, fresh leads from the Facebook campaigns that are coming in real time, but you're also going to have the auto dialer always having lists in there to be able to call, to put in work. The auto dialer you can use to call 300, 400, 500 people in a day. You press one button to drop an automated text and email to them, and then click next call. So you can literally call someone, they didn't answer, click a button, click next call. You just dropped an email and a text message to them that's automatically formatted, and you're right on to the next call. So you can call hundreds of people in a day, dropping those automated texts and emails, and there's always lists in here for you to call, whether it's real, leads that are coming in, whether they're trigger leads, whether they're cold calls, realtor calls, there's always something in there for you to call. Another way that you can work leads in our system is that you can do a campaign. So for one, you could have us manage your own ad campaign. So those same leads that we give you from our Facebook campaigns that we're very good at, that we've spent a lot of money proving out, we can copy those campaigns and manage it for you so that those leads only go to you and there is no lead split, right? So you don't have to click to claim them. They only go to you and there is no lead split on them. So you can say, hey, I want to boost my pipeline with even more leads. and I want to get them without a lead split. We can say, okay, those same exact leads we're giving you that close, that that we know close, you can get some of those for yourself. We'll just copy our campaign, we'll spend your budget on it, and those leads will go to you. So that's how you can do your own, have us manage your own campaigns. Now, you can also do your own campaigns from anywhere else by importing the leads. So if you want to do a campaign from Zillow or Free Rate Update, or you want to do your own Facebook campaigns, whatever the case may be, you can do that using the import leads. We give you your webhook here to where you can use that webhook to bring in the leads in real time from anywhere else that you get them. So as long as you get them from a legitimate lead source like Facebook or excuse me, like Free Rate Update or Zillow or somewhere that legitimately sells opted in leads, you would just use your webhook here and you can bring them into our system in real time. So just like if we give you a lead, you get the text message. That way you can call them, quote them, do the loan all through our system, right? So it'll act just like one of the leads we're giving you. When Free Rate Update gives you the lead, it automatically goes into your CRM, sends you a notification so you can call them and quote them and all that kind of stuff instantly, right? So the leads tab here, the advertising tab, allows you to either have us manage a campaign for you so that you can get more leads without a lead split, or you can do your own campaigns with yourself or anywhere else and bring them into the system with no lead split as well. So every way possible there is to work leads, we have made that available to you here in the system. So now let's go ahead and talk about what kind of leads we get and why we do that. So Nick and I actually own an ad agency, and that's what we did before we got into the mortgage business. We were actually hired by a bank to get them leads, which is what segued us into the mortgage business. So leads is kind of what we do. And Nick is kind of the lead master over there. He's certified by Facebook as a digital marketing associate, certified by Facebook as a media planning professional, certified by Google Ads as a Google Ads search specialist. So, this is kind of his wheelhouse. So I'll let him talk about the type of leads that we get and why. And then Jose will talk a little bit about the support, and then we'll open it up to questions. So go ahead there, Nick.
All right. So whenever we do a campaign, we want to make sure we do something unique and different, right? So we don't want to do what everybody else is doing. So for the last 4 years or so, we've been trying to do something different. So even though we were at a bank, we still took a different approach, right? We wanted to have something unique when we started. And so we ended up advertising something very different from everybody out there doing refis. We want to make sure we focus on the exact opposite, right? Instead of the easy refi customers, we want to find the customers that aren't being served by the big guys, right? So the self-employed borrowers, the investors, the people who maybe don't have a regular job. I love to work with like the crypto clients, right? The new type of people, the people in the gig economy, right? The more Uber type economy, right? So we want to make sure we advertise to those people who aren't traditionally being served, and we're able to provide them the products such as the non-QM products you hear us talk about all the time, in order to get deals done for them, for someone who may be underserved. So we're going to advertise them to them. We're going to give them the products, and then we're going to knock it out the park by teaching you guys how to do these loans, right? To properly analyze income. So just because a borrower clicks an ad and they maybe have been denied from a big box, outfit that wasn't really versed in self-employed income, we're still going to do the analysis, right? I'm going to teach you guys how to do the analysis correctly. If they qualify conventional, great. We still do conventional loans, but they probably clicked an ad for bank statement because they probably thought they couldn't qualify. We'll analyze it. If they do need a bank statement loan, no problem. We got thousands of loan programs, including all the bank statement options we could need, all the 1099 options we could need. If we get in trouble, we can do a P&L program. There's all kinds of different options. So we want to make sure we get those customers who aren't being served. We provide them some great products, and then we properly analyze them. So we want to teach you guys how to properly analyze any type of income out there so that we can serve these people. And then of course we have, the great rates, right? So we have all the programs, all the access to all the rates, to everything, and we're still going to provide them a great service, no matter if we have to go broker or correspondent. Our rates are always going to be the same. We're always going to be 275, whether we're broker or correspondent. We're always going to make sure we have the best home for the client. So since we advertise in the weird stuff, we want to make sure we have a home for every loan. We have hundreds of lenders and investors. Whatever works best for that client, we want to make sure you guys do, whether that's a brokered deal, or a correspondent deal or whatever we have to do to provide that client the best service, really. So since we get the crazy requests, we obviously have all the crazy loan programs as well, from all the fix and flip to commercial to DPA to, you know, still doing obviously FHA, USDA, conventional, everything in between. And even the crazy stuff like foreign nationals and, you know, 20 units, 100 units, 200 units, development, ground up, SBA loans for equipment and stuff like that. Just everything you could think of, we get requests for. So we want to make sure we have a home for every loan. So we take a very unique approach to that, and obviously do a little bit of the opposite of what all the other guys did. And, you know, they're obviously firing tens of thousands of employees every week. And we're obviously growing because this is not just a gimmick, right? This is something where we're helping people who otherwise would not be able to do a loan, do loans, right? We're not doing a gimmick. It's not a gimmick because of the low interest rates. This is us really helping people. So it's a different type of campaign, and we find it to be very effective. And we love to teach you guys how to really help people who deserve it, right? And they appreciate it, right? We're not out there just shopping for the lowest rate, being the lowest price lender, cutting your guys' comp to be the lowest price lender out there for these refis that are coming in by the gobs. We're going to provide real value, real service, and real programs. And it's a little bit hard, right? So we're going to do the hard work, right? We're out there doing the hard work and providing real service to these guys. And you guys will find that it'll be more satisfying and rewarding than being a, you know, more of a refi kind of chop shop, which a lot of people made a lot of money in, but obviously that ship sailed a long time ago. So a little bit different approach that we have here. Does that cover it for you there, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, let's go ahead and have Jose talk some about the support and everything that he does here. And then after that, we'll go ahead and get into the questions. So go ahead, Jose.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Jose Gonzalez here, sales manager, licensed as MLO and realtor since September 1995. So you heard about the technology and the leads. So what do you do now when you get that lead on the line and they're ready to go? They accepted your quote. They say, yeah, Jose, I love it. Well, what you do is you book a meeting. You book a meeting with your team leader, or if you're not yet assigned to a team, you book a meeting with me, and we help you with the structure on that deal to make sure that what is quoted and what has been presented to the borrower is what can actually be done. And then, you know, you go off to compile your file, get everything you need according to the document requirements and the guidelines. And then once everything is ready, you meet with me to disclose a file, or with your team leader if your team leader is the one that's responsible for disclosing that file. So to us, it's very important to make sure that all deals get off to the correct trajectory, especially for our newer MLOs that may have limited non-QM experience or just learning our processes. We definitely don't want you to get the deal and then spend a week trying to figure out how to put it together, and then the customer lose interest because they didn't receive a disclosure package, and then the deal is dead. So real important for you to get going quickly, and we provide multiple levels of support, the Zoom room, team leaders, sales manager, processing team. We have multiple levels of support here to make sure that you're not left behind, that you don't feel abandoned in any way. We want to make sure that the same concierge service that we offer to our borrowers, we also offer to our team members, right? So real important, like Kyle mentioned, the one MLO, for example, one of the many examples where we get a new MLO, gets a deal, knows absolutely nothing to do with it, right? Because she got a deal that was denied by another investor, handled by another lender. And then we realized after analyzing all the documents that you couldn't put the square peg through a round hole. No way to do this one full doc traditional. We had to think outside the box, and we employed one of our outside the box programs, an asset utilization program. And we were able to basically, out of the ashes rose the phoenix, right? She got her 85% LTV, $1,056,000 asset utilization. No, this was a P&L, P&L loan, which was investment. right? 85% P&L. I mean, real out there loan, but we got it done. And she closed it in 21 days. And she was so motivated to close this file. She even was able to work out an appraisal transfer on this one. So she pulled everything out of the hat that she could, close this deal, her first deal, but obviously it was with the support that the mortgage calculator offered to her, because frankly, she had months, very limited experience. She wouldn't have known what to do with that file had she just been floundering about on her own. We got her by the hand, walked her through. 3 weeks later, she collected $16,000. Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
And just to also touch on, sorry to interrupt, Jose, but that lead came from one of our campaigns, but it was actually one of the campaigns that she purchased, right? We managed her campaign to get that lead. So one of those leads that we brought in from our campaigns that we know what we're doing there, she got a $16,000 commission. Now, if it was one of the leads she took from us for free, it would have been a 50-50 split. So she would have made $8,000. But because she put up some of her own money and got her own ad campaign going, she got a $16,000 commission, right? As opposed to $8,000.
It was a great job, but it is hands-on. She did not pass the buck to a processor who took over the deal. No, she stayed on as a consultant on the deal with the team's assistance and was able to close this very difficult, complicated deal in 3 weeks by setting the proper expectations to the borrower, letting them know exactly what they needed. The borrower was very cooperative and everything, and we were able to close this deal with really no hiccups in 3 weeks, right? So really good opportunity for everyone who's on this call to be able to do the same thing. But the main thing to note is you have to stay involved in the process. You don't just pass it and walk away, right? But then again, as the consultant, that's what you need and would want to do to be able to convey all of the data properly to your customers so that at the end they're content and they refer you many more future deals, because it's not about one and done. It's about creating the relationship forever.
Absolutely. Okay, great. All right, last thing I want to go ahead and go over then real quick is the next steps here. So Nick, if you could drop the link in the chat there to sign up. And what you're going to do is go to the link here. It's actually themortgagecalculator.com/join. So when you're ready to move forward, you're going to click the plan that's applicable. You're going to click apply. That's going to take you to fill out a form, and then it's going to bring you right to the comp agreement, right? Now, you don't need to sign it right then. It sends you an email with a copy as well, so take your time. But when you do sign that initial comp agreement, whenever you're ready to move forward, that's what kicks off the rest of the process of us getting your employment documents, your official employment agreements, sponsoring your license in the NMLS, and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to go to that link when you're ready, fill out the form here, and then take your time to read the agreement. But once you do sign that initial agreement, it's going to kick off all the rest of the processes. So with that being said, let's go ahead and stop recording then, Nick, and we will open it up to questions. So drop your questions in the Q&A. But